Hello everyone, it's Anna here. Today I have a process video for you on how to make this kind of a mini album. I call it a folding mini album, and I am pretty sure you may have seen the similar video on my YouTube channel. It's the most popular video. It's the most popular video among all my videos, and it's quite old. It's not perfect, it doesn't have a voiceover, so I thought I will reshoot the video creating very similar mini album using different collection, and I will also record a voiceover, so you will be able to see how I made this album even better, and I think it will be easier for you to follow my steps with the voiceover. And this one is the first ever folding mini album I've made. I made some mistakes during making it, that's why I decided to create another one. But as you can see, it holds a lot of pictures. In this one I used Fuji Instax, I think, but it's the Instax pictures, so it's the perfect size to use Instax pictures if you have one. I think they are size of a credit card. And here is the second mini album. In this one I didn't make the mistakes I made the previous one, and this one is about flowers and have floral pictures. I think I also added more pages than in this one, so this is a thinner one, this one is a thicker album, and I will show you how to make a similar one from scratch with different collections and different pictures. And I will put you on fast forward. Okay, I am back, and before I start creating, I will show you what you will need. We will need pieces of cardboard. I am using white cardboard. It's used for beer coasters, and you can buy it in sheets in Poland. If you don't have access to this white cardboard, you can use this gray one, the one you make 3D models like houses and stuff like that. Mine is 1 millimeter thick. I'm not sure how to say it in inches, because 1 millimeter is really small. And we have pieces, 5 pieces in centimeters and inches. The size in inches won't be exactly the same like the size in centimeters, but I tried to count it so it will work. So 5 pieces of cardboard. I will show you the dimensions before I will use them. We also need a piece of paper for the outer cover, and the size of this paper is in centimeters, 30 centimeters by 14 centimeters and 12 by 6 inches in inch. We also need a piece of paper for the inner cover to cover the cardboard, and in centimeters it's 27.5 centimeter by 10.5 centimeter. In inches it's something I cannot count exactly how long it will be. You can measure it after the first part of cover will be finished, by 4.25 of the inch on this side. We will also need 6 exactly the same rectangles sized 16.5 by 10 centimeters or 6.25 by 4 inches. They will be the parts of our album. They can be double-sided or only one-sided, it doesn't matter. We will glue them the way you won't be able to see the other side. So if you don't have double-sided papers, don't worry, you can use the one-sided papers. And we will also need 4x3 rectangle for the last page, but I haven't cut it yet because I am not sure which page will be my last page and what pattern I want to use, so I will do it later. I will add all the dimensions in the description box of this video, so you can check it later. And here are the pictures I am going to use. I have pictures from the parrot house we visited a few weeks ago, and that's why I chose this toucan paper, and I'm going to add them into my album. But first we have to create a base of the album, and now I will really put you on fast forward so you can follow my process. I am back and ready to assemble my album. I start with the biggest paper sheet that I prepared previously, and I am gluing down my parts of the cover onto it, but I'm trying to have the even space between the upper side of the cover and the down side of the cover. It's like and I'm also trying to keep the spaces between the parts of the cover even, so it's about half of the centimeter, which is about 1/4 of an inch, and I am using a ruler to keep everything straight and placed in one line. So as you can see, all 5 parts are glued down, and I have the even spaces between them. We need those spaces because we will bend the cover, and it will be the places where the paper will be sorry, I'm missing words in English, will be bended. And after all the elements are glued down, we need to protect the edges of the cover, and I'm going to glue down the rest of the cover, covering the pieces of cardboard. And the best way you can understand what I'm talking about is to just watch the tutorial and see what I'm doing. I am using a plastic bone folder to ease the surface and fold it better. But if you don't have this tool, you can use a kind of a pen that it's no longer writing, just something with the point edge, but not too pointy, so we don't want to tear the paper. I also cut it off 4 corners of the paper because they would be just too hard to make pretty corners out of it, and I used a small space between the corner of the cardboard and the corner of the paper, so you won't have those cardboard corners visible after you fold the 4 edges of the cover. And after my front cover is ready, I am gluing down the back cover to cover the cardboard pieces in this mini album, and I'm making it part by part. So I'm starting from the one edge, and before I glue down everything, I use the bone folder to press the paper into the folding, so it will bend better, and you have to adjust the cover while you are gluing down the elements. You don't need a glue that catches instantly the paper. We need some time to make corrections, and it's very important to do it side by side, not glue down everything all at once. And now we will create the inner pages of our album. we will need 6 the same paper sheets, and I am folding them using Scrapbook machine. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can use just a ruler and some not writing anymore pen, and we have to score the papers with half of the centimeter inside, so they are symmetrical, and half of the centimeter inside, it's a 1/4 of an inch. I have all the measurements written on the papers, so if you didn't have time to catch it, just pause the video and search for the dimensions. I'm not able to tell you everything because the video is sped up, so the video won't be an hour long. So I have 6 exactly the same in size and folding elements, and now I have to connect them into one piece, creating kind of harmonica. I'm not sure if it's this word in English, but as you can see, I am rotating them. So we have one opening to the left and the second one opening to the right. The third one is opening to the left and the fourth one is opening to the right, so we can create this folding type of pages. If you have papers that I only one-sided printed and the second side is white, it's just a perfect type of folding because you glue together the pages using the white side, and they won't be visible, only on the edges of the fold, but it's a small edge and it won't matter if it's white or not. And remember to rotate every second part of the paper, so you'll have a proper folding. And after I am happy how it looks, I just glue down the paper part into my cover, and as you can see, we will have our album almost ready. And I was going to cover the front side with a paper, but then I decided I like it how it looks. When you have one-sided papers, you will have to add this rectangle over the last piece because it will be white, it won't be covered with any other paper. And now it's time to think of something to close the album. I am going to use just the plain baker's twine. It has the yellow color, and I made 2 holes in my cover, and I'm just going to attach 2 pieces of string into each hole, and I will close my album using just a simple knot. But you can use magnets if you have. You can just use the string without piercing any holes into the cover. You can just create a bow around the album. You can close it vertically, you can close it horizontally. It's all up to you, and whatever will works for you will be fine. And my album is ready. This is how it looks after I added embellishments into it. I designed the inner side of the album with the gaps between the pages that are 1/4 of the inch big, so you can add some dimensional elements into the album, and it won't create this bulky, not pretty pages, and it will still fit into the cover. I used pictures of the parrots from the Parrot Paradise we visited one day, and I used a Shimelle box of crayons collection to create this mini album, and all the links will be provided in the description box, so you can check the collection, check the other collections. If you don't like such a colorful album, you can make it more pastel, whatever you like. Don't have to use the same papers I used. Use the collection that matches the theme of your album. And here are some better pictures. Here the close-ups of my album. It contains a lot of pictures, but you have to print them small. I hope you like my album. If so, leave me thumbs up. You can ask questions in comments and I will try to answer them. But first, search for the answer into the description box, because I will not answer the same question multiple times, as it might happen if you won't read the description box. Thank you for watching and see you soon in other videos. Bye bye!